Hey there! So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Kitty, and this week I'm giving Martin a challenge. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that he's been testing the limits of memory. And so I thought it would be rather fun for me to give him something to see just how far he can push it. So Martin, if you're ready to accept, I have here a magazine. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to try and memorise as much as you can in terms of what articles there are. Now obviously I'm not expecting great detail, I'm just expecting an overview of what's on each page. And then afterwards I've got another mini challenge to follow. Do you accept?
I do.
Right, there you go. Okay. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Right, so are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Oh, first, come prepared. So hopefully this means that they can see this too. Right then. We're starting with the front page.
Okay. So this is a magazine called Grape Tree.
Yes.
And it's produced by the shop of the same name. It's a whole food magazine.
That's right. Okay.
This is issue number 2.
Yes.
And it's from this year. And you can see the main title is written in orange.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a man also wearing orange. He's on the right-hand side.
That's right.
He's talking to a woman in a tank top on the left.
Yes.
And she and him are just in front of the main flash title, the main lead article, I suppose, which is Plant Bodybuilders.
Yes.
And on the top left-hand side, sorry, there's a purple
yes.
circle, which in it has £50, and it's a chance to win a £50 voucher.
That's right.
On the bottom of the front page, on the left-hand side, you've got an article in there called Donna's Baking Therapy.
Okay.
And that's on page 6 and 7.
That's right.
And
you've taken this quite seriously, haven't you?
Indeed. And then on the right, there's an article and some pictures of, that's actually cashew nuts, which surprised me. And it's 10 things you must know, 10 things you should know about cashew nuts.
Fantastic. When I first saw this, I thought they were peppers.
Yes. And we'll learn a bit about the...
and what's at the bottom of the page?
That's the social media. So it says,
okay.
do you want,
yes, well done.
That's Twitter, Facebook and Instagram.
Well done. Okay, so now on to page number 2.
Okay, page 2. On the left-hand side, there is a column which is in green. Now, this is written by someone that they call the Colonel, but it's a play on words. It's not colonel as in a military colonel. It's in fact kernel as in the kernel of
yes.
A seed or a nut. He hasn't got any hair. He's got glasses, and at the bottom you can see a signature in white, which isn't immediately obvious, says Nick Schutz.
Yes, it
and
does.
later on in the magazine, we actually learn that he's the owner of Grape Tree.
Okay.
Now, this is a lead-in to an article, which is actually what the theme is for this magazine, about a planetary diet. And it's about a diet which is healthier for people and healthier for the planet. So it's an environmental and health diet at the same time. It's going to really help people. And it's more like a Mediterranean diet. So Mediterranean diet has been proven to be good for people. And there's less occurrences of stroke and heart disease and type 2 diabetes. It's more protein from plants.
Okay.
And it's also the only sustainable way forwards, where by 2050, there'll be 10 billion of us.
That's right,
So
yes.
Okay, but it's also what stood out in there. It talks about vegans, vegetarians, and flexitarians. I've never heard the word flexitarian, so someone's going to have to tell me what that actually is in that article, and how they're leading the way with this. On the main page, it's the beginning of this plant bodybuilders.
Yes.
And it's really about plants as a source of protein. It's saying it's easier to get protein from meat. And there are 20 commonly occurring amino acids, 8 of which you have to consume. You can't synthesize yourself. I remember that is 8. You have to have 8. Yeah? And you need to be a little bit more skillful if you're going to get them from plant sources.
Okay, yes.
At the bottom of that, it also says 1/6 of a person is made of protein. So I thought that was interesting. And then at the bottom there's a purple, the same purple as the flash on the front, a square, and that is about Grape Tree on TV.
That's right.
And it's not actually a TV series, it's about a series of light-hearted 30-second adverts featuring a couple whereby a woman is introducing her husband into the great range of Grape Tree products, including apricots and walnuts.
Okay.
And it says that you can buy them online or in store. And there is a light plot that plays out throughout these adverts.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so page number 3.
Page number 3, okay. This is the plant-based protein sources, and they are listed individually, and they are in 3 columns. The first has 4 items, the second 2 have 3. I'm going to name them starting from the top to bottom, from the left to right.
Okay then, off you go.
So, the first one is almonds.
Yes.
Quinoa.
Yes.
Peanuts.
Yes.
Cashews.
Yes.
Oats.
Yes.
Lentils.
Yes.
Seeds of some type. Seeds of sunflower seeds.
Yes.
Pumpkin seeds.
Yes.
I said that one. Chickpeas.
Yes.
Buckwheat.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done.
Okay, so 3, 4. Next page.
Okay. Okay, off you go.
Okay, this is the main article about this planetary diet, which is which is talking about how this EAT Foundation, which is a part of the Wellcome Trust, and it's 30 scientists from 15 countries have come up with this planetary diet. At the moment, we've got 7.7 billion people. We're going to end up having 10 billion people, the same figures from the other article.
Well done.
And
16 countries, yes, 30 scientists.
Okay.
So you said 30 scientists and 15 there.
Okay.
Very close.
And we're going to, by 2050, so it's basically we're going to have to move to plants a bit more. Right, and that's a sustainable diet source of food, because at the moment our protein comes from animals, and you feed the animals the protein first, then you eat. So it's sort of, there's a waste somewhere in there. So that's what it's saying.
Okay, yes.
Now, underneath that is an advert for Manuka honey, but it's not Manuka honey itself, it's Manuka honey skincare products, and there are two different brands there.
Can you remember the two brands?
Yeah, one is Manuka Lab,
Yes.
and the other one is Melora.
Yes.
I couldn't distinguish. I think one of them has is more of a triple action. One seems just to be just straight the honey itself.
Yeah, it says triple action on the Manuka, but I'm not sure.
I didn't have time to really find
that
the
makes
detail.
sense. Okay, and the next page.
That would be page 5.
Yes.
This is the top. It's article which is about crumbles.
Yeah.
And there are two crumbles. They're both made with brambly apples.
Yeah.
And they're one is the top one is cinnamon, and the bottom one is cranberry.
That's right. Underneath
that is an advert. It's an in-house advert for the for Grape Tree, and it's got a number of products which I'll list to you from left to right.
Okay.
They are walnuts.
Yes.
It's almonds, but it's got some special title to it. It's something like super almonds or special. It's supreme Californian almonds.
Yes, it is.
And then it's mixed nuts.
Yeah.
Then it's pumpkin seeds.
Yes.
And then it's pitted. No, it's not dates. It's pitted something. Pitted prunes.
Yes, it is. Well done.
Okay.
Whew.
6. So on page 6 now, and
yeah.
Okay, this is Donna's Baking Therapy. It's a book by Donna, which is called Donna's Modern Baking. It's £30. The first recipe, which is on the page to the left, is chocolate mousse slices.
Yes, it is.
And on the right, there are two recipes. The one on the top is a raw cookie dough, and in that there is coconut and raspberry, and underneath there it's some form of fudge.
Yeah.
It's got chocolate drizzled on the top. It's got peanut. It's peanut and caramel.
Well done.
Fudge.
Yes, it is. And her book is £30. It's Modern Baking.
Oh.
Right. Next page. So page number 8.
It's an advert for a vegan food company called Bosan.
Yes.
And it's got 3 products in it. It's got jars of vegan pate on the left. Then in the centre, it's got 2 different types of gummy sweets.
Yes.
With reduced or low sugar, I can't remember which. And then on the right, it's got 2 types. One appears to be with hazelnuts and one without, of vegan chocolate spread.
Yes, very good. Okay, next page.
This is the 10 things you should know about cashews.
And did you remember the 10? Can I ask for those?
Yes. Now let's try.
Okay.
So number 1 is about the bit at the top. We were surprised by the apple. So that's the bit that looked a bit like a red pepper. It's a little bit more pink than that, and it explains that this exists, and it's very bitter, and it's the fruit. But there's the hook that grows out of it, which is called the jupe. is the bit that's got a nutshell and a nut into it.
Yes.
Number 2 is that these need to be broken open. They tend to be broken open by female workers at workbenches.
Yes.
Number 3 is that they're high in copper.
Yes.
Number 4 is that they're high in magnesium.
Yes.
Number 5 is that they're high in protein.
Yes.
Number 6 is that they're low in fat.
Yes.
Number 7 is that they're called in Latin Anacardium occidentalis or tentalis.
Oh, very, very close. Anacardium occidentale.
And
Well
they're
remembered,
related.
though.
They're related to the mango and the pistachio.
Yes.
They came from Brazil. They were brought out into the world by the Portuguese and spread throughout Asia.
Yes. Well done.
8. 8 is that they tend to be used in curries and Indian cooking, but they're being used more in Western dishes since vegetarianism and veganism became popular.
Yes.
9 is that they can make milks and sauces from these.
Yeah.
And 10 is that the apple is really bitter, but it's used in South America to flavour apple juice and the normal apples, and it's also used and fermented in Goa to make a alcoholic drink, and that the shell, the jupe, is full of it's toxins in it, but that can be used in industrial uses,
Yes.
For cleaning fluids and emulsifiers or whatever. Yeah, there's some industrial uses for that toxin. Yeah.
Done. I didn't actually. I thought you were going to
9.
not do that.
Okay.
So we're on 10 now.
Okay, 10 is at the top. It's the letter page. There are the
Yes.
following letters from left to right.
Okay.
The first letter is from someone who said they didn't really normally go into health food shops or whole food shops, but they thought they had strange things and they were overpriced, but they'd been converted by Grape Tree.
That's right.
Something is the name something Drain or something? I can't remember the name of the person, but I think they're from Leicester.
They are from Leicester. It's Doreen from Leicester.
Doreen, what's her surname?
Gutteridge.
Gutteridge, Drain.
Gutter, I see that.
Okay. Underneath that, there's a mysterious letter where it says, "We've had our first message in Morse code." I thought, well, were you expecting messages in Morse code? And it's just someone has sent them a Morse code saying they like Grape Tree.
Yes.
Then in the middle, there's something from someone like, is it Hard Rider or Ride Harder UK? It's a Instagram person.
That's right. Ride Harder UK.
Okay, who's saying, rather than those gels that you can get in Dream, which are quite horrible, you can just buy Whole Foods. It's cheaper and better for you.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and it's portable when you're riding. Then on the right, there's a letter from someone. It's another man with glasses and a woman with glasses, and they are. I think they're a couple, but they've got different names.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember remembering this. Give us a second. Their surnames are Chaplin and Norris.
Well done, yes.
And I think she's Linda Chaplin
She is.
and he's Mike Norris.
Well done, yes.
Okay,
They are.
and they saw an article about Brazil nuts which cover in chocolate and they're eating them all the time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, now underneath all these letters,
Okay.
there's a section which is an advert for a protein crisp called Corner.
That's right. Corners, yes.
And this Corner is high in protein, but doesn't say what it's made of. So I think, well, what is it? Is it pea protein? It looks interesting. And they've got them in cheese and onion, I think, on the right.
Yes.
And bacon, not bacon,
I was going to say that.
barbecue on the left.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know what it's made of, but it's high protein crisps, obviously from vegetable sources. Very in tune with their theme here.
Okay, and next.
That was 10, 11. Right, 11, get ready. 11 is about an opening of a new branch, and it's on this page we find out who Nick Schutz is, the colonel. So he's the person that owns Grape Tree, and he's been driving past a closed HSBC bank which is outside the museum in a place called Bewdley.
Yes, that's right.
And that's in Worcestershire near the River Severn. And he's opened a branch there of Grape Tree, and it's an ideal location, and there's 3 smiling members of staff, obviously got some new jobs there. Brilliant. And there's also, that's not the only 3 members of staff we see on the right in green. There's a green box.
Yes.
And that's about a place called Louth in Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire?
Yes, that's right.
I think it said Louth. And these 3, the reason they're in there, someone's written in saying that they're good service. You look at them, they look very friendly. I bet they are.
Yeah.
Okay. And underneath there, that's the word search,
right.
Where you can win £50.
Yes.
A voucher for £50. And now we
reach
on the
the
back.
end.
Yeah. So that's page 12, effectively. And this is an advert, and it looks as a lovely looking jackfruit burger. If you've ever had jackfruit, it is wonderful. It looks really nice. And this is an advert for the jackfruit, but also the company whose name will come to me in a second. The company is a vegan company that also does the mayonnaise. It's not that I don't know their name, I'm just very focused on...
You're very focused on the jackfruit and the mayonnaise, yes.
Their name is Bio something. Biona,
yes, or something like that.
Right. And I don't know if they do other products, but it's because they're putting them together, saying you have the jackfruit and the mayonnaise together. Okay.
Right, your challenge is not quite over, because now I'm going to test you. I'll say the page number, and you tell me what's on it.
Okay.
So let's go with page number 2.
That's the article by the Colonel with the little column, and which is about the planetary diet, and it's also the main article about plant body builders, which, it's the first page of 2. The next page has got the list, and it's also about Grape Tree TV adverts at Sky TV. And
what colour is the the intro article?
It's green, and the main article is kind of cream, and the splash about the TV is purple.
Very good. And what about number 8?
That's the advert for Is it Bosan?
Yeah, Bonsan.
Bonsan.
I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it.
I might be remembering it because I'm using a trick to remember it, so maybe it's changed it a bit in my mind. So Bonsan, and they've got their pate and the sweets and the chocolate spread.
That's right. Okay, and finally number 5.
That's the crumble 2 recipes at the top, and the advert at the bottom, which is walnuts.
Yes.
Supreme Californian, not apricots, Supreme Californian, begins with A, it's this type of nut. Don't tell me. Almonds.
Yes.
Mixed nuts, pumpkin seeds, and pitted prunes.
Brilliant. Well done, that was fantastic. So, maybe you can tell us first of all, how did you feel about that challenge? How was it easy? Was it difficult? What?
Well, it's very different. I expected a list of things.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason I expected the challenge to be something a bit like the cards, so to be memorise this pile of things or something. So that was interesting, and the time limit meant that I couldn't read, so I had to pick out a bit. Let me tell you how I did it.
Yes, that would be very interesting. Okay.
So the main thing is I've got a counting system called a pin system, whereby I have an image for every number.
So that's what I remember you remembering. Too many remembers. A couple of months ago now, I think.
Yeah. So this would be 1 is a sun, 2 is a shoe, 3 is a tree, 4 is a door. You've got an image.
Okay.
And you use it as a filing system. So the moment...
Oh, I see. So you've got... So let's say you're on 3.
3, tree. The tree has on it all the various different things that are in the which are protein.
So that's how you've remembered the list.
So, but what I've also done is, so in this one, so 3 is a tree. So I've remembered there's protein sources. It's a protein tree. But in order to remember all these, I've had to come up with something very quick and to remember, memorable.
Okay.
So I've come up with a silly sentence whereby every one of these protein sources, which are from plants, is part of the sentence. So the sentence is, ready? A, Q, P, C, so a Q of policeman.
Okay.
On long ships.
Wait a minute. I've got in my head. So you've got long ships.
Yeah.
And then there's queue of policemen waiting. Yeah. Okay.
Pushing chimps back. So when you said to me, can you tell me the list? It's actually, this wasn't the list you pushed me.
But that was the one.
That was the first list. I remember the scene, and then my mind has got that slot, so I'm saying A, almonds. Q, quinoa. It's just when you've got.
So it's a trigger, really.
It's just helping the natural memory.
You need to have the information obviously there, but that's kind of. It's interesting because we did something similar in when I was learning Spanish at school. We had a sort of oral exam, and so to remember sentences, we would write down the first letters and then practice again and again and again, and we'd quiz one another with the letters in front of us as prompts. But we never came up with the sentence, you see. Now that would have helped even more because it was difficult to remember what the letters were, of course.
If I'd had time, this would have gone into a memory palace, but I had 10 minutes. So that's why
that's a quick solution. Question though, because I can kind of see, so I can see you've got the pin system. I can see that how in this particular case you've done list. But let me see if I can find it. There was one where I was thinking, it's like, because you've got, obviously on the page you have articles to remember, and then, what was it? I think it was, this was it. So I was quite impressed because obviously you've got the page, you've got to remember the articles that's on the page, and then within that you then got to remember the columns and what's in each column. So then you're going into another list. I mean, how does that?
This was all, once you've given your mind that slot and you're practicing memory. So this one is lucky, number 10. Number 10 is pen to me.
Oh,
and it's the writing page. So
bit of serendipity there.
So I drew a corner with my pen to remember the corner at the bottom. It was easy. But once your mind's got that slot, I just went through each letter and thought, what's the basis of that? What's the basis? What's the basic? What is the theme? And once your mind's got that slot, it really helps you remember. There's only one other technique I used.
Okay.
The whole thing, and this was, do you remember the cashew nuts, the 10 things?
Yes. You didn't seem...
Yeah. Well, this took a bit because they are using an emergency technique.
But also, it's quite difficult because they haven't given you the points very easily either.
Yeah, so in this case, I don't have time for anything else. There's no easy thing. So what I've done is I've put the items into a very emotional memory. Okay. So it can be anything from something very exciting or thrilling or even scary to something really fun, like a birthday party when you were a child. And you put these very incongruent items in there very quickly, and when you come back you'll be surprised because they're so out of what's in their memory, it sticks. Now, it's not a technique I'd advise people use in any circumstance other than emergency, you want to leave that method only for then, and use more of the other methods I mentioned, which are a lot better.
And do you find with that, do you remember what the memory is? Or do you find that you have to link the memory? So in this case, you've got page 9. Do you link it to page 9 or to your pin system?
Yeah, so 9 vine. So I imagine a cashew's growing on a vine. So I know the theme, but then I also know.
So then you know the list. The memory. Then I know
I stuck the information about the cashews. You probably saw this happening into a memory, and so then I know I need to go in there and dredge it back up.
Well, I think you've passed this challenge. Now, if you're up for another one, I'm going to give you another one next week.
Okay, I'll look forward to it.